So for those who don't know, my name is Anthony of Anthony Presents. And what's on my presenting menu is I present anything from nightlife, day life, food festivals, music festivals, concerts, and everything in between. So prior to 2020, I was producing about 250 events a year, all on the Eventbrite platform. I'm actually tired of thinking of how many events I used to do. So years back, I would laugh about this whole situation, about me being on the stage, because I am a introverted gym rat. That's kind of like my background. I spent my first half studying kinesiology. I was gonna be a sports major. I was gonna rehab athletes. I was gonna be Kobe Bryant's personal trainer. That was the goal. So me being Filipino, hey, what's up? My mom did have a lot to say about me being a promoter. Classic Asian comparisons. Your cousin's a doctor, your dog's a nurse. Like that kind of stuff resonated in my pretty much my household. So a promoter, is far from a career path in a traditional Filipino immigrant backstory, story. So, anyways. But let's talk about why I'm here. So one of the biggest highlights has been Sundays, the Bay Area's #1 day party. And to be fair, there was no day parties back then, so I technically wasn't lying about it being #1. But anyway, so it was inspired by a day party that was in San Francisco, based from promoters from LA, the Do-Over. So if you guys ever been to the Do-Over, great. I went to their party one time. It was an amazing turnout. I had a great time. I remember going home that night and was super inspired, a little bit jealous, because obviously there was nothing like that in the Bay Area at the time. So, I was thinking, why should someone from, out of town, LA, come into the Bay Area and kill it, right? Own the market, do their thing. So, this was my first chance to pretty much showcase what I can do as a promoter. So with local DJs, I booked, we had local music, ton of ambition, ton of like, I'm gonna go get this. I booked the same venue they did. So when I did do that, reality hit, and I realized it was easier, I guess, said than done. I had 200 people show up, right? And of course, that's 200 people. But the venue held 2,000 people. So any event creators in here, whoever had a slow, it was a very sobering experience. It was a painful, very painful financial loss. But however, from that setback, Sundays emerged. April 2014, I was able to cultivate a powerhouse. So I need to set the vibe real quick before I tell you a story of Sundays. Some of us know this sound. So just picture 1,000 people partying, bottles everywhere. This is Mac Dre, by the way, if you guys didn't know that. So, people were sweating, people were dancing. Chris Brown walks in, Too Short's performing, the Golden State Warriors in there, and the vibe was unmistakably Bay Area. And so, we call that hyphy for people who don't understand what I mean by that. But back to what I was saying. We sold out that party 250 weeks in a row. Okay, so what if I'd let my earlier failure define me? Wow, I wrote that. But, instead, that flop was the foundation that Sundays was built. That flop turned into 250,000 people experiencing this day party. So that's 250,000 people for some of you guys who didn't get that reference. But also, we were able to earn over $1 million in collaboration with Eventbrite through its ticketing platform. So the pandemic, I only got one more minute, but the pandemic, that's another story altogether. But for someone in events, it felt like the rug was pulled out from under us during that time. So, but this year, with the help of the 80,000 emails I collected, thank you, Eventbrite, and a deep market study, Sundays is back. And so we were able to sell out another 23 events this year, going for the 24th this Sunday. But anyway, so here's my 2 cents for everybody that's in here. You know, always remain a student. Learn from every experience. Learn from every person, young or old, like me and Ted. And once you absorbed all you can, work harder than anyone else in the room, or in this case, party. So thank you, Julia, Ted, Eventbrite, the entire team, and a huge shout out to everybody that's here. You know, and lastly, together we create, together we adapt, and together we inspire. Thank you.